Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pocket. Take the dollar, dollar. Can a damn soul stop it? Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on, your bets. Here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated to claim my own throne. Success in my blood, call it homegrown. Puerto Rican testosterone. Power and money got me crazy cocky. No longer need you, Poppy. I know you're mad because you can't stop me. And if you wonder how this player is future, honey, I think she smell my cologne. It's called brand new money. Making major moves, making a damn thing's funny. Pimpin' hood rats to playboy bunnies. They see the... They see it, they see it. Say what, say what, say what? Money. I'm global dollar, dollar, and roll without 50. Like to go out smelling fresh and looking spiffy. Don't like clean money, I want my wrist to be filthy. Plus with that retirement fund, I can't touch till I'm 60. So what am I supposed to do? Rollin' through. Set it, patting them pockets, sell them, stacking, holding through. Ching, ching, bling, bling, catching cash.
Hello, WWE Universe, and welcome to the WWE, as we are here to review the Hell in a Cell 2016 Raw's pay-per-view before Survivor Series. This will be the final Raw-only pay-per-view before the Survivor Series pay-per-view, where we're going to be witnessing both Raw and SmackDown representing Survivor Series this year. So without further ado, let's have a look and see what went down on Raw's Hell in a Cell event. So we're starting things off with some of the cruiserweights in the kickoff match, where we have a team of Ciro Alexandra, Lance Doran, and Sin Cara teaming up to manage to basically pick up a win against Tony Norris, Duke Larks, and another team member on that opposite team to win the kickoff match for the six-team match in the Cruiserweight opening contest for the kickoff match, which is really, really cool. So, yeah, it's good to see that Cruiserweights are now being appreciated in WWE since the last time they were on WWE programming. Anyway, with that said, we have the United States Championship Hell in a Cell match kicking off, where we have Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the US title. Roman Reigns once again winning another Hell in a Cell battle against Rusev and managing to overcome the battle, as of course last year, if I remember correctly, he faced off Bray Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell. So this year he was able to knock off Rusev inside Hell in a Cell and keep the United States title around his waist. So yeah, Roman Reigns still your United States champion. And then we have Bayley once again making a grace on Raw's pay-per-view against Dana Brooks. She was able to knock off Dana Brooks in their pay-per-view match, as Bayley continues to put a smile on many people's faces in the Raw brand. So, yeah, big win for Bayley. And then we have Luke Gallows and Connor Anderson taking on Enzo Amore and Big Cass in their tag team battle, and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were able to knock off Enzo Amore and Big Cass in their big match tag team battle at Raw's Hell in a Cell event. And then, of course, this would lead to the Universal Championship match, where we would see Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins battling out for the Universal title. Unfortunately, Seth Rollins was unable to win Hell in a Cell and ends up losing the Hell in a Cell match this year against Kevin Owens, who is still your Universal Champion inside the cell. and then, of course, after that, we would have the Cruiserweight Championship match between the Brian Kendrick and T.J. Perkins. The Brian Kendrick finally defeats T.J. Perkins and finally becomes your new Cruiserweight Champion, the second man in this new era for cruiserweights to win the cruiserweight title. He's been wanting to win that title since he debuted in WWE all those years ago, and now he's just returned to the company, and now he's finally cruiserweight champion. So, yeah, the Brian Kendrick finally finally does it. He finally wins the Cruiserweight Championship to the world. And then eventually we would go into Raw's Tag Team Championship match, The New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Cesaro and Sheamus did get a win, however, but not by the way they wanted it to be, as they lost by disqualification. New Day still the tag champions in this situation, but obviously this is not the end of this tag team title battles, because of course Cesaro and Sheamus are bound to get another tag team title match at some point. So who knows? Maybe they'll win next time. You never know. Anything's possible here. Maybe they're the team to defeat the New Day to become tag champions. Perhaps. We don't know yet. And then eventually we end with the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. The first time that two very talented women would compete inside Hell in a Cell for the Raw's women's title, which is kind of insane to think, because for the past few years we haven't really seen any women participate in Hell in a Cell, because WWE felt it was a bit risky for the female competitors to be inside this match. But WWE have decided now's the time to make that change, and time for Sasha Banks and Charlotte to be the first two women to ever compete inside Hell in a Cell. And quite surprisingly, Charlotte was able to defeat Sasha, because Sasha received an injury during the match that kind of played very well for Charlotte, but it didn't do too well for Sasha, because it kind of ended up giving Sasha a loss in the match, to the point that she was unable to kick out of the move and suffered the worst of the end of the Hell in a Cell match. But she did fight her way in the start, but things went ugly afterwards, and this caused a but like I said, yeah, that's pretty much the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, pretty much. But however, like I said, Survivor Series is fastly approaching. It'll be taking place on the 20th of November. That is the day we'll be seeing Brock Lesnar return to the ring to face the returning Goldberg. Yes, Goldberg finally comes back to the WWE representing Raw against Brock Lesnar. Also, Raw and SmackDown will have their Survivor Series battles, particularly not only for the men, but for the women as well, who will have their own Survivor Series matches set to take place during the course of, like I said, during the course of the next couple of weeks as Survivor Series fastly approaches. And by the way, the front cover is actually, you'll be actually quite amazed, but the actual background for Survivor Series is pretty much the background that they've used for the for these 2K17, which is really interesting. They've put like this banner that almost is identical to 2K17. They've taken the theme of 2K17 and put Brock Lesnar's image from the box and putting it in a promotional image with Goldberg, which is really interesting. But for the SmackDown's women's team captain, we know that it's Nikki Bella. But who's going to be representing Raw's team remains to be seen, which is interesting. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens. But we know that for the tag team Survivor Series match, we know that the SmackDown Tag Champions, who are Rhino and Heath Slater, along with the Hype Bros, will be in SmackDown's corner. They've got two more places on that team yet to go, whilst Raw's team is yet to be determined. So, yeah, things are pretty much setting up for Survivor Series. It's going to be very interesting, Survivor Series, because it's meant to be a 4-hour show, which is a very long show, to say for the least. And be interested to see what they've got planned for the show and how things are going to set up as we head towards the Survivor Series, knowing that Survivor Series is going to be the build-up to the end of the year. Now, we haven't heard anything about Tribute to the Troops just yet, but I'm pretty certain we'll be hearing about that very soon, particularly as we head towards Survivor Series. The Tribute to the Troops show normally gets announced around this time of year, so we should be hearing something very, very soon. So stay tuned, people. It will be coming. Don't worry. But until then, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for some more WWE Universe very soon for our next review, which will be the Survivor Series. And then this will follow with the final 2 pay-per-views of the year, Roadblock and TLC. So see you then.